I'm sitting here with Jerry Anderson from Texas area. He has a Stinson Reliant. He's going to tell us a little bit about it. So I hope you guys enjoy this little walk around. Jerry?
Take it over, huh?
Yes.
Well, it originated as an AT-19, which is a military airplane, and they built 500 of them for the British. They shipped them all over to England, and then from there they went different places around the globe. This particular one stayed at an airfield about 100 miles southwest of London the whole time. I don't know for sure what it did. I've been told that it was a photography airplane. But they did do photography out of, they did navigator training, they did VIP transport, and they did cargo hauling. Because it'll haul a lot.
Yeah. Is that your guys' house there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we came up with all the tents and the mattresses, the ice chests and the chairs, the generator. We brought it all with us and put us in there with full fuel. We still had 400 more pounds we couldn't put on.
Wow.
Anyway, it came back after the war. Of the 500 they sent over there, they had 350 that came back.
Okay.
And they were sold to the civilian world. This particular one was sold to a guy down in Georgia in 1946 or 7. And he kept it for about 5 or 6 years and sold it to a couple of guys that were in business doing something. They kept the thing for about 15 years.
Okay.
And then it sat in somebody's hangar until about, I think it was in the early 60s or early 70s maybe. And they sold it to a guy in Kansas. And he flew it some and then parked it in a museum. And it stayed in the museum until about, right at 98, somewhere in there. They pulled it out and totally redid it.
Okay.
Completely refurbished it. And new skin, paint, everything like it is now. And he had it for about 6 months and he died. And his wife put it back in the museum. And it stayed in there, I think, until she died. And then the estate got it and sold it off and sold it to a guy out in Tucson. And not Tucson, Phoenix or Mason. He had it, kept it for about a year and a half, then I got it. I've had it for about 3 years now.
Okay.
The airplane is almost exactly the same as the SR-10 Reliant. The differences are the cowling around the engine is smooth, whereas the Reliants have the bumps on them.
Okay.
Like the new Wacos now, and the old Wacos too. But the fuselage, the wings, and the tail feathers have all been severely increased in size. They really beefed the airplane up, basically for the military, because they originally had a 55-gallon drum of fuel in the airplane to extend the range.
Okay.
And they had a wobble pump on it that could pump it into this left wing tank. And they found out that they didn't need the range. It just was unnecessary because it couldn't go anywhere. I mean, it was a medium. So they never really used it in any of them. But the airplane, the way it was built, is fully aerobatic.
Fully, okay.
And they do have some limitations, and the limitations basically are because of the engine and not the fuselage. Like I said, no vertical rolls, can't do a Cuban 8. You can do pretty much everything else, I guess. And I think it's just because it's a gravity feed fuel system, and they don't want it to run out of oil either.
Okay.
It's got a 4.5-gallon oil tank in there, and I guess it needs it. It doesn't use much oil now. I mean, I've stopped all the leaks on it, all but 2. I've got 2 small ones, and I know how to get those fixed.
So what engine is on it?
That's the Lycoming R680, 300 horsepower.
300 horse Lycoming, okay.
And it's, well, we talked about it earlier, but there are no ADs on the airframe, or the engine, or the prop.
Right, man.
And I think it's the only one in the FAA's registry that doesn't have an AD.
Wow.
It's just too strong.
Right. So you come from southwest of Dallas to here. How long did it take you to fly here?
9.5 hours we went into Love's Landing,
Okay.
and then another probably 45 minutes down here because we were following our steerman.
Okay. Slowing you up?
Yeah, he slowed us up.
Yep.
This thing cruises about 110. If I'm up high, saying 75, or I've had it up to 95, it'll increase a little bit going through about 6, then it starts to fall off.
Okay.
But the fuel burn goes way down. So up in those altitudes, I'm 15, 16 an hour, whereas like we had to come down to 3,500, and we were up almost 19.
Okay. 19 gallons an hour down low and 16 up high.
Yeah.
That's drinking some fuel.
It uses the gas.
How much fuel does it hold?
72 gallons.
Okay.
Of that 68 are usable.
Okay.
It's a very docile airplane. If you stall it, you know, a lot of airplanes will fall off one side or the other. This thing just sits there and mushes. It may drop a little bit and come back up, and it's just slowly dropping.
Right. Well, it sounds pretty awesome. You know, I like antiques. Everybody that watches my stuff knows that I like antiques, so I hope you guys enjoy something like this because there's not a lot of these airplanes
No,
flying.
there's not.
So, how many do you think's flying right now?
It's estimated about 20.
About 20 aircraft.
There are 100 registered in the FAA registry now, and they know where most of them are. They're in museums.
Yep.
There's a few project airplanes around right now that people are redoing. I mean, I've had 2 guys come up out here to me and tell me that they had one that they were working on.
Boy.
One guy up in Wisconsin he's got 2. One a project, one's a flying airplane. I'd kind of like to do one myself, but I just don't know if I want to mess with it.
Yep.
I've done enough work on it now that I know what's going on.
There's marketing on.
Oh, there they are. That's pretty much the history of it. It's a real good airplane, real reliable, easy to fly, easy to land. You can't do a 3-point landing though because you can't see anything.
Right, the nose is up too high.
Yeah, it's too high. So you do a wheel landing.
Well, I'd say that probably is a good wrap up on a general discussion on this Stinson Reliant. I really appreciate it, and thanks for your time.
You bet.
And hopefully you enjoy this video yourself.
How to do that.
Thanks so much. Thanks,
Yeah,
Jerry.
good.